Is Chainsaw Man the most anticipated anime of all time? That's the question I'm here to answer on Vlogust. I'm Trixie the Golden Witch, the ranting, raving mother of AniTube and Ota Queen, and this is ASE Presents Yig Studios Vlogust, where I do a video every single day all month to celebrate the fact that I turned 31 this month! And there's 31 days in August! I'm here at the Nibrock Festival. That'll be a whole other video. Chainsaw Man is an incredibly popular manga. It's already over, which is uncommon for an incredibly popular manga. It's a complete story. You can read the entire thing right now. The author who made it had already had a pretty big hit with a manga called Fire Punch that still hasn't been adapted to anime, but pretty much got about as big as a complete Shonen Jump manga can get without having an adaptation on a worldwide scale. I really do think that the popularity of Fujimoto's manga has done a lot to make manga popular in general. We are sort of in a manga renaissance right now where anime is waning in popularity. There's less and less hype for shows. The only stuff that's really getting made is season 2s and 3s and continuations of shows that are already popular and have like an embedded fan base. But nothing new is getting popular anymore, with the exception of Shonen Jump adaptations. And Chainsaw Man is an upcoming Shonen Jump adaptation, but it's a different animal in that, again, it's a complete story. It's expected to be adapted to completion. And from what we can tell, every animator in the world wants to be a part of Chainsaw Man. Because of the fact that the manga is so beloved and so hyped, everybody who is working on the anime understands that this is going to be the most hyped anime ever. And so it's become like a feedback loop of the more hype exists for the show, the more like hype the people have for making the show, and thus the show inevitably has to be as hype as humanly possible. I mean, just the trailers that we've seen so far, there's been a bunch of them, and all of them look incredible. They look as good as you could possibly hope for a Chainsaw Man adaptation to look. No one has looked at these trailers and gone, this is going to be shit. No one's looked at it and gone, there's no chance that the Chainsaw Man anime could be good. Will it be as good as the manga? Probably not. It's almost impossible for an anime to be as good as a manga that is a 10 out of 10 manga. But that doesn't mean they can't make a 10 out of 10 anime, or at least a 9 out of 10, and that would be worth it. And regardless, it's going to take Chainsaw Man to a whole new height of popularity, because frankly, around the world, more people do still watch anime, watch TV shows, I should say, than read manga. It's just that these days, people are really only getting hype about a few shows. Like, when Jujutsu Kaisen or Demon Slayer or, what's another one? Those are the two most popular of recent years, honestly. Like, nothing's really touched that level of being a new property that gets, like, global recognition. And I just think that we are going to see more and more of, like, a consolidation of the talents involved in creating anime into just creating the most hyped shows, which is kind of what I've been saying should be happening for a long time. I think the biggest problem the 2010s had was that anime studios kept splintering off. People kept trying to go do their own thing because everybody's like, I don't trust the way that things work right now. I want to do it better, but then they can't do it better, or they fail at doing it better. Maybe a few studios did it better. Some studios improved themselves. But ultimately, like, your best bet as an animator is probably going to be to go work on the show that is capable of perpetuating itself into the future, and that like you're going to keep having opportunities through that show because it's so fucking popular. So I do think that in a way, if everything goes well, having like more tentpole guaranteed hit shows will improve working conditions for the people working on them. I don't know if that's true or if it has come to be the case on Chainsaw Man. It's going to be really interesting when reports start coming out about the work experience of Chainsaw Man. And I wonder if that'll hurt or hurt the show, like if it turns out that people are getting overworked or anything like that. If we hear the usual stories about the animation industry, like, will that hurt the show, or will that finally be the show that's popular enough that enough people talk about it that something has to be done? There's a lot of power in there being an extremely popular anime on the way. And, we've already had a big hit from Spy Family, where that manga was also really popular. The guy who created it was an assistant to the Chainsaw Man creator when he was working on Fire Punch. So the fact that Spy Family has also kind of had a pretty big cultural impact, even though that anime, to me, doesn't read as being taken as though it was going to be as big of a hit as it was. It doesn't feel like they pulled out all the stops to try to make it the best anime they possibly could that Chainsaw Man looks like it's trying to be. So to me, the fact that that Spy Family got to a pretty decent level of impact, but even still not the level where I can say everyone knows about it. Chainsaw Man is at the level where there are porn stars on Twitter talking about how they knew about it 2 years ago. How they're ready for everyone else to act like they're the hipster when the show finally comes out. I'm just blown away by the level of cultural relevance this show already has, and it's definitely going to continue to have into the future. Y'all ever heard of Chainsaw Man? Chainsaw Man! He doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about. He will, though, because she's going to be wearing a Chainsaw Man t-shirt in a couple years. You wait. I'll find him. I'll track him down, and I'll show you the Chainsaw Man t-shirt he's going to be wearing in 2 years. Anyway, Chainsaw Man, probably the most anticipated anime of all time. I've never seen a manga that was as talked about as it is before having an anime adaptation. And I've never seen an anime adaptation being talked about by so many people before it's even come. So that's what I'm expecting. I've been Trixie the Golden Witch. You can find more of my writing on goldenwitch.substack.com, patreon.com/goldenwitchfire, $5 a month, and I'll rant about whatever you want. Watch Chainsaw Man. It's an anime. You like anime? No? Get into anime. It'll help your future. Why not? It won't make you a witch. Anime will make you a chainsaw. Yep. YGG Studio. Everybody subscribe. All right. Everybody, all of you subscribe to YGG Studio, Yig Studio right here where you are. Follow all the links in the description to all the rest of the stuff. Podcasts, Sucker Punch, the hip hop group. And I'm going to have a whole video about this Corbin Festival coming up soon. We pulled a real crowd here. Incredible.